Good morning folks, Amanda Ambles here, and today I'm ambling out on the Somerset Levels in a place called Ham Wall. It's quite famous for starling spottings, murmuration spottings, and that all ties in quite well with the whole morphic resonance thing. We were just having a discussion this morning over coffee, me and my housemate, about how things move together. So when you see a murmuration happening in the sky, it's like all the starlings become one and they all seem to tune into each other's energy field. And that's got a wider context, hasn't it, for human beings as well. And, you know, whether we're in a fear state or whether we're in a warrior mode. And on a consortium of misfits recently, we're talking about warrior soldiers and what it takes to kind of stand up, whether you're anonymous or whether you're not anonymous. I think that's your choice. I think that's your individual choice. Some people may have their jobs at stake or their lives at stake, so they choose to be in the background, but they're still campaigning about things. And Mark Mays recently brought attention to the fact that Palestine Action are now considered terrorists. And I think that's really awful. And it's not that they should be branded as terrorists. They are just basically standing up to a genocide happening in Palestine. And I think that that's perfectly justified. So I'll show you some of this walk today. It's really, really lovely. I've been watching a channel from a lady called Solo in the Woods, and she was reiterating some of the things that I was saying about AI. So it is interesting with this morphic resonance thing that perhaps sweeping through people's minds are very similar thoughts. And I think that's what's so interesting about being on YouTube, is that we can support each other. We can often feel like we're not so alone in our feelings and thoughts because we can resonate with others. And it also gives us the opportunity to communicate our feelings, our thoughts, our observations on what's going on in the world, whether that be on a personal level or on a political level or social level. Anyway, I'm just sort of like rambling and ambling as I normally do. Just a few things that were on my mind. And so activism, that's an interesting one, you know, standing up for what you believe in. I think it's really sad that free speech and all of those things of standing up for what you believe in seems to be so dealt with in such a heavy-handed way. I saw about an 83-year-old woman holding a pro-Palestinian sign and getting arrested for that. And some of you may have seen the little walk and talk I did with my mum a few days ago. She's a similar age to that woman, a little bit older, and she was wearing her Free Palestine badge. And then this horrible thought came to me that, you know, she could get arrested on the street just for wearing her Free Palestine badge on her hat. And it just really brought it home to me. And as some of you might know, I was actually deplatformed from Facebook. And instead of having thousands of friends, I now have a few hundred. So the reach for my campaign is not so big now. And also on my, you know, I had a group called Stop World Heritage Glastonbury, and I had over 500 people on that group with lots of useful discussions and things. All of that wiped out because I didn't have another admin. Anyway, it's kind of brought it home to me that you can't have activism just on your own. You need to do it together, really. Yeah, I think activism, it also ties in with life purpose, and I guess one of the things, we're all looking for life purpose, aren't we? But I've also been having some thoughts that maybe that our life purpose is just about being present. I mean, I feel like I'm most alive when I'm out walking my dogs out in nature. That's when I feel like I'm most myself, much more than when I'm interacting or in social situations. But that could just be me, I'm not sure. What about you? How do you feel when you're out in nature? And actually, I do prefer it when there are less people. So I've come out onto the levels and there's literally nobody here at this time. And I've kind of decided that it's a good idea to get up early and just to get out and about. And the levels are literally on my doorstep. It's like a 10-minute drive out here. And it's kind of like a world famous spot for starlings and birds and for twitchers, those of you who are twitchers. I was just re-watching Tasha's lovely video of the green sparrows in her garden. You know, I think our communion with other animals and with nature, really helps us put everything in perspective. I mean, I was saying that maybe part of my life purpose is being a dog mum, and that's quite important to me. Anyhow, enjoy the images, and thank you for listening. I never quite know what I'm going to say, but I guess I'm talking today about purpose, activism, and our connection with each other and our thoughts, and the morphic field that surrounds us, and what are we a part of. Thank you so much for listening. Amanda Ramble signing out. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.